We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 348. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week is a cornucopia of guests and fellow scholars all around the world. First off, to my left, maybe somewhere else on your screen, the one and only, the undisputed scholar himself, Scholar Tarek. Scholar Tarek, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I am doing perfectly fine. I am super excited. It's Money in the Bank weekend, and it's going to be crazy.
Darn right. Also joining us this week and going for the Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship alongside Scholar Tarek, the one and only Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Feeling pretty good. The first time ever, the two people on top of the mountain actually face off for the undisputed Scholars Heavyweight Championship. Let's get it going. Let's see what we got.
At this point, it really doesn't matter who wins. It's just you and I, we win because we're just in control of Scholars of Wrestling. We just rule this show.
Oh, keep telling yourself that.
We always have. We always will.
We are the dominant force of the Scholars of Wrestling, and we will continue to do so.
Oh, talk smack, get whack.
Oh, we have we have a lot of talking, and we have a lot of stats to back up that talking.
Oh, but let's give it a rest, boys, because we haven't gotten through everyone else who, alongside myself, is going to be in the chase for the briefcase. This lovely thing right here. Not joining me in the rush for the briefcase, we've got the one and only Scholar Charlie. Scholar Charlie, how is your evening going, sir?
My evening is going good, and this is my first chance at that lovely briefcase, and I cannot wait.
Get him, champ.
And also, as you heard, also joining us this week, our putty, our pal, a good friend of the show, and the only other guy who qualified to go after the briefcase, our man and yours, the one and only Jaybird. Jaybird, how's your evening going, sir? Thanks for joining us.
Going well. Thank you for having me. It's funny. The only way I qualified is because I have a little piece of paper which I acquired back in January after the Royal Rumble, which I open it up and right there, I get a guest spot and I get a chance at the briefcase. So, gentlemen, I'm here. I'm ready to take it.
All right. The gauntlet has been laid down, cats and kittens. So, you know what?
And Jeff made sure the screenshot of him holding the briefcase is just him predicting the future for him.
Oh,
hey, that is your statement, not mine. I am keeping my pies humble in case I must eat them later.
Exactly.
You're making sure that briefcase is staying at the Hefe Dome.
Hey, if at all possible, but hey, there is always a man with two hands and a predicting mind can have a fighting chance at that briefcase.
Don't start talking about the Hefe.
Great.
Good.
Oh, you go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, don't start talking about the Hefe Dome. That's a different title belt, sweetheart.
Oh,
it's not even in
league. Believe me, I don't need to talk about the Hefe Dome just yet. I'm hanging on for that for dear life.
We'll see. Anyway, before you drop in that rabbit hole.
I'll just say, Brian and I know, as people who have held that briefcase, it is definitely something glorious to hold.
Isn't that right, Charlie?
Kids, play nice now.
Play nice in the sandbox.
Yes, we've got a lot of show to cover. We've got questions aplenty, matches to predict. It's Money in the Bank. Live crowds are back. The excitement, the electricity is in the air. So without further ado, let's just jump right in, starting with the Money in the Bank pre-show match. Right. Yes, the Money in the Bank. Yeah, that's what the pre-show match now. We seriously on the pre-show, we've got first up Rey and Dominic Mysterio defending their SmackDown tag team titles.
Oh, that's a pre-show match?
Yes.
Yep, that is indeed a pre-show match. They're defending the tag titles on the pre-show against No Slouch and the Usos. And we're going to kick it over to Tarek. You are going to go first. Who do you have between the the Mysterios or the Usos?
The one thing that really, like, it's making this decision kind of difficult for me is the fact that it's on the pre-show. But I've been saying since the Usos came back that Ray and Dominic are just going to be transitional champions, and I'm going to go with the Usos because they're just going to keep this whole head of the table family thing going strong.
All right. And kicking it over to the other title contender for this night, Scholar Brian, you're up next. Who do you got, Mysterios or Usos?
Yeah, I got to tell you, the only thing that made me even think about changing my mind on this one was everything that went down with Jimmy last week. But the way that they just brought him back
It
on
means nothing.
last week on Friday, and they did the whole they did the whole thing in the ring, basically exonerating him and bringing him into the family. They're all together now. It's like, look, it was always going to end. This storyline was always going to be the Usos holding the tag team titles with Reigns holding the Universal title. So, and yeah, it's a pre-show match, and normally titles don't change hands, but this is pretty much as obvious as you can get. Okay, the only thing that gives me pause is maybe Jimmy gets punished here, but I don't see it happening. It's always been in the plans for the Usos to get the titles. Why the hell not? The Usos win.
And here for a second, I thought it was going to be a minority putting them down to win. But yeah, I totally agree. There is still a chance they could stretch this out a little bit more. But I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think they necessarily will. I'm going to also go for the Usos to win. Charlie, kicking it over to you. Do you agree or disagree?
I gotta be honest. On paper, going into this, before I knew it was a pre-show match, well, it being a pre-show match would have given me more reason to put down the Mysterios. But then I realized tonight I've done something very foolish. I'm going into the Beefcase fight with shooting from the hip predictions for Money in the Bank. I'm only going with my heart on one of these predictions that I know for sure. And that I sort of feel good about. But after listening to Tarek and Brian, I got to go with the Usos on this. Unless they're being punished for the DUI, they got it.
All right. And bring it over to our man, Jay. Who do you got between the Usos and the Mysterios?
This is tough. Like, you have the DUI, you have the whole thing that Jimmy's going to get punished for and everything. But finding out it's a pre-show match, and I know that Brian's like, it's ahead of the table, it's a setup, and I'm gonna roll with the dice. And what's that?
Tell me we already have a difference.
We do, because I'm gonna go with Tarek on this one and go with Ray and Dominic.
Tarek went with the Usos.
Oh, I thought you went with the other. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna be the wild card then.
Yeah, it's definitely a big wild card prediction.
Yeah, I'll take the wild card and I'll go with the brother-son combo.
All right. In that case, that kicks us over to the main card itself. And we're going to move on to another tag match between AJ Styles and Almas versus defending their titles against the Viking Raiders. Brian, it's your pick up first. Who do you got?
Didn't even have to think about this one for longer than a second. Styles and Omos.
Absolutely.
You're not. Omos's first big pay-per-view loss is, I'm sorry, it's not going to be at the hands of the Viking Raiders. It's not going to happen.
I have to admit something. I came very close to one way or the other because I'm still not convinced. Like, unless I really think of that one shining tag team on a hill that can take the titles away from AJ and Omos. I can give you one. I can give you one
right off the top of my head.
We all can. It's probably the same team.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, okay, I'll just go Styles and almost.
yeah, because
I am not willing to die on that hill. I am
You got
not
to think
willing
about
to
the
die on that
beefcase,
hill.
man. You got to
I'm
think
not
about the
will-
beefcase.
Exactly. And because I'm thinking of the
Absolutely.
beefcase,
That's strategy for the three of us.
because I'm thinking of the beefcase, I have to go with my brain, not my heart on this one. There are some hills I'm willing to die on. This ain't one of them. I'm going Styles almost. Charlie, do you concur or disagree? Say
Styles.
again. Styles and almost?
Yeah.
Okay, short, sweet, and to the point. And next up, we got Jaybird. Who you got between AJ Styles and Omos or the Viking Raiders?
I'm going to go with AJ Styles and Omos because I think they can build a better rivalry down the line where Omos has his big loss on a pay-per-view, and then you can build it to where at like SummerSlam or maybe Survivor Series, you would have the Viking Raiders win the tag titles.
Alrighty. And with that, Tarek, do we have an accord or not?
Duh. Yes.
Is that, I'm guessing that's a yes, you sarcastic ass.
Yes. AJ Styles and Omos. I mean,
Duh.
come on. I love the Viking War Raider experience just as you, but oh my no, they're saving the big loss for RK Bro. That's the SummerSlam match.
I got you.
That's the SummerSlam match that they're going for.
Alrighty then. In that case, we are going to kick it over to the Raw Women's Championship match. We've got Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair. And I believe it's my pick next. So I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley before anyone else changes my mind. Charlie, who do you got between Rhea or Charlotte?
I too will go with Rhea Ripley before anyone else changes their mind.
And Jaybird, you got next up. Who do you got?
Straight into the point. I'm going to call it now. We got a Riptide coming, and we got a Rhea Ripley win.
And kicking it over to the belt chasers, Tarek. Your pick. Who do you got?
Basically, I'm just looking at this as what do they want as a SummerSlam match? They haven't been booking Rhea Ripley strong enough to be in a SummerSlam match. They're saving it for Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, the returning Becky Lynch. So I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair wins the Raw Women's Championship because it's Charlotte Flair.
And you have long learned not to bet against Charlotte Flair.
Only once that Charlotte actually failed me.
All right. And Scholar Brian, who are you going between Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair?
and you know what? It's just.
This is what happens when you go last. Everyone else's predictions make you change your mind.
My heart and my head have been at war with this one for the last 2 months. Okay,
it really kind of is a challenging one.
But you know what? The deal is, okay, Rhea Ripley has not been booked as a good champion.
No.
She hasn't. She wasn't supposed to win the title in the first place at WrestleMania. She was like Plan D. And WWE has always said that they were going to make SummerSlam their WrestleMania equivalent this year. Now that crowds are at full capacity, everything's back. And as much as I would love to see Rhea Ripley go into the grandest show of them all, Part 2, this year as the champion, they haven't given her good enough material for me to want to see any more of what's going on. And if you're looking for big name star power to build up your greatest show of the year, I've got to agree with Tarek on this one. I have to. I'm saying Charlotte. I'm going Charlotte.
Break goes you two for the title and the three of us for the beefcase, because I'm happy that Charlotte Rhea break didn't happen between the three of us.
Oh, there's a lot more shenanigans to come, I assure you. And it will begin. The next wave of shenanigans will begin with you, Charlie, because next up, we've got Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston. What do you think it was going to be?
No, I don't know if you were because I'm still stuck on one match, and I could have sworn when it comes to my turn, it's me kicking off. It's going to be that match, but it's
Go
not.
on, Charlie.
Okay.
Have some balls and say it. No.
All right. We've got Bobby Lashley, Kofi Kingston, WWE Championship. Who do you got, sir?
Bobby Lashley.
All right. We got one for Lashley. Jaybird, who do you got between Lashley and Kofi?
I love Kofi, but we got to go with Lashley. Like, there's no one stronger booked right now. You got to go with him.
And Tarek, you got next up, Lashley or Kofi?
Kofi Mania does not exist right now.
Wow.
They're trying their damnedest to bring back Kofi Mania. It's not working.
Down a little more.
Bobby Lashley hasn't been booked as strong as he normally is from this feud. And the wake-up promo that he had to end Raw this past week was the big sign of that. He's like, okay, prostitutes aside, no more champagne, or it's time to get back to business. And that business is her business. He's going to destroy Kofi Kingston.
And meanwhile, slasher movies are happening outside of our view.
Sorry about that.
All that being... Don't apologize. Dead by Daylight is a good game. Anyway, Brian, your pick. Who do you got, Lashley or Kofi?
Oh, this is Lashley's going to eat, and Lashley's going to eat good. Okay, just that promo alone. Okay, he's so angry right now. Kofi has no shot. Like, this could possibly. I hate to bring this back into existence, but this could be a Kofi Brock situation.
I can see it again.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though.
They're setting up Goldberg, so might as well.
Here's the thing. I'm not so sure about that.
Don't you say it.
This is one of those things.
Don't take a picture of my book, Jeff. Don't try and be the hero.
Hold on.
Think about the
Everybody
briefcase.
calm down.
Think about the briefcase.
Everybody cool it. Everybody cool. You be cool. You be cool.
He doesn't want the briefcase.
Cool like Vanilla Ice. We're cool.
You know what?
He doesn't want it.
Shut up, fool. I'll tell you what. I'm not sure if anyone else has seen this, but there was actually a local ad for a house show that got leaked online somewhere, and it showed a graphic of Kofi Kingston defending the title, and he's got the title on his shoulder, and they're advertising him as a champion. So you know what?
He's gonna do it. He's doing it.
Kofi. I'm gonna pick Kofi.
All right. So who between Charlie and Jeremy is gonna win the briefcase?
Oh, we ain't done yet. We ain't done. We ain't done.
Before you continue, Jeff, I just want to say the reason I chose Bobby Lashley, because last time I went against Lashley, I screwed my chances back out at Survivor Series. That's why.
I didn't screw anything on Survivor Series. I'm going with my heart on this one.
I did because I went with Sami Zayn and we saw what happened there.
And I'm here to prove your heart's a big stupid idiot.
Well. Good luck, Jaybird and Charlie.
Oh boy, yes.
Oh.
Go. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You two will effing go. We got the next match. We've got Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship. Jaybird, it's your pick first. Pick it.
You're really gonna start me on this?
Yeah.
It's Roman. Man. It's always gonna be Roman. I'm sorry, but he's so hot. They've done really well with him.
What?
They're not gonna. What was that?
Whoa, he's so hot.
Yeah. But no, it's just they're not gonna friggin' take the belt off him for Edge. Not in Money in the Bank. If it was like SummerSlam, Survivor Series, a big pay-per-view, maybe. No, they're not gonna take it off Roman anytime soon.
All right, Tarek, who do you got?
Roman, 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 Roman. They're saving
my
him.
wife is still doing that.
They're going for Roman and Cena at SummerSlam. So yeah, Roman.
I wish I couldn't see it.
Boring.
Brian, who do you got?
Come on. Okay. It's like even if you could convince me after what happened at WrestleMania, Edge got stacked and packed. Okay, that's it.
Whoa.
Okay, he was a part of two guys getting pinned by Roman Reigns. So it's like, first of all, why are we doing this again? One-on-one, when I know that Roman Reigns can beat two people at the same time, including this guy. This wasn't a triple threat match where he threw someone out of the ring and then pinned the other person. No, he stacked them on top of each other and got the pin. So it's like, why? So it's like, why am I supposed to have any doubt going into this match that he couldn't beat Edge one-on-one when he could beat him two-on-one? So
I'm just gonna put my prediction for Roman on now. Charlie, you want to take us home?
Well, I saw on Facebook earlier a picture of could this be Edge after Money in the Bank with a picture of him wearing the Universal Championship.
Is he gonna do
I
it?
took consideration that he was just looking like the big fat failure turtle that he's gonna be, and I'm going with Roman Reigns.
Here you go.
My boy.
Oh, Charlie, you are digging yourself a verbal grave, and I am going to make you pay for it, sir.
Speaking of what Brian said about the stack pinning, I kind of want to see Bobby Lashley stack pin both Kofi and Xavier Woods to end that match, to end his match with Kofi. Just
I hate all of you.
To put that final nail in the coffin of him feuding with the New Day.
No, he just does
Oh,
it afterwards.
I don't think it's going to be the final coffin. I'm just saying.
All right.
Spoilers.
And with all of this craziness happening, now we're going to kick it off into the most interesting portion of the evening. We've got the Money in the Bank matches and their subsequent predictions. First off, let's kick it over to the women's Money in the Bank match. Let's see. We've got, and I quote, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. Tarek, it's your pick first. Who wins the match? Who is the going to be women's Money in the Bank?
I will give it to WWE. These two Money in the Bank matches are actually very, very challenging to. Oh my goodness.
So bad.
The one thing that sucked most about this is that for the whole week they were building on the final participant to be determined, and I was gonna predict the to be determined, and I was gonna go for
Becky Lynch.
No, not even Becky Lynch. I was gonna do returning Sonya Deville.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of people were predicting that actually.
Yeah.
As soon as that rumor was coming out, I'm like, oh yeah, she's winning. But now they were put in goddamn Tamina. It's real. God damn it. It's really now. I'll tell you who it's not going to be: Asuka, Naomi, Natalya, Zelina, and oh wait a minute. Can you read the names again?
Yes, I can. This is taken from Wikipedia right now, and they're like 99% accurate. Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina.
Oh shit! I actually forgot to write down Natalya. I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. I know Natalya's in this, but it's Yeah, no big deal. She's not going to win it. I mean,
No.
God, no. It's a toss between Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, and Liv Morgan for me. Because right now, though, it's those three who kind of have the big momentum, and I'm gonna take out Alexa Bliss because she's gonna be starting a feud with Eva Marie and Dewdrop. Oh goodness gracious! This is shit. This is.
You gotta pick someone, fool.
I know I gotta pick someone. God,
Now it's getting interesting. Where's all that trash talk now, fool?
I need a coin. I need to flip a coin on this one.
Yeah, bro.
Think about the title.
Sometimes.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, think about the title, fool.
I am thinking about the title. I'm always thinking about it when the title's on the line. I'm always.
Okay,
Hell,
this is
it's not
factually true. Yeah, no exaggeration.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Because I know what must be done in this match. So
But the key is, does Tarek?
Damn it. I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan.
And there it is.
Interesting.
She's because other than Nikki Ash doing the whole superhero or whatever superhero in training that
Almost
she's
a
going
superhero.
for, almost a superhero. Thank you.
I looked it up.
It's the same thing.
Oh, that's what Ash stands for.
Almost a superhero.
Wow.
Welcome to the party,
What the
Charlie.
fuck is Nikki Ash?
I don't know. It just seems that Liv Morgan is kind of having the story.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Charlie being completely caught up is a humorous moment.
Oh, fuck. Johnny, almost killed me.
All right. On that happy note,
Oh, shit.
Liv Morgan is the only one that's actually like, her storyline is her actually being put, like fighting to actually be put in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go with Liv Morgan because my predictions are going to be basically new faces winning the briefcase or the briefcase. Only we have the briefcase. But
Indeed.
yeah, I'll go with
Hopefully,
Liv Morgan.
the faces winning the beefcases.
all right. And kicking it over to Scholar Brian. Who do you have winning the women's Money in the Bank match?
I think it's about time that the two that were going for the championship had a bit of a differing opinion, huh? Because I too was thinking between Liv Morgan and Nikki Ash.
Almost a superhero.
The problem that I had with Liv Morgan's build was it was very strong for the first 3 weeks of it. And then Bailey got hurt. They took Carmella out of it and then was just like, oh, I guess you can go in now. It wasn't like she earned her way in. It wasn't like anything of that. It was just like,
in a way, she has earned her way in.
Well,
But they just,
you know what I
just
mean.
failing
Like,
to acknowledge it.
you know what I mean, though.
She's beaten people who are technically in the match.
I
and they just-
understand that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think of it this way as well, where Nikki Ash didn't really have that storyline. She has been beating Charlotte and Rhea Ripley over and over again, at least last month, over and over and over again. So it's like, this is very unpredictable. I have no idea. Like, there's no way going in that you can pinpoint and just be like, that's the one. But it's like, those are the two options. And I feel like we should make this title match an actual title match at this point in time. So if you're going Liv Morgan, I'll go Nikki Ash. Because they both have selling points. They both have selling points going in. The beating of Rhea Ripley and Charlotte over and over again, and the actual story to get in, which would have been so much better if they actually if there was an actual good end point to that story instead of her just being thrown in because of the injury. But
I'll just say, I kind of want Naomi to win, just because I want to see the briefcase in blacklight.
Okay,
and
that
see
would
her
be cool.
and
That
see
would be
her just and they could make a toy out of it. So
Tarek, I'm glad that's not your official pick. After that,
it's not my
bull
pick
crap-
now.
No, but after that bull crap you pulled at Survivor Series, I hate you. Oh, I chose what was it, Carmella, that was being beat up, and all of a sudden she became the sole survivor.
No, it was Lana.
Lana, sorry, I couldn't think of who it was. But I was like, son of a bitch, son of a bitch.
See,
The writing was on the writing was so
window.
clearly out, was so clear on the wall.
So mad. So
didn't
mad.
you and me both get that, Tar?
Yes, we did.
You did, and I freaking hate both of you. Bullshitters.
That's why Brian and I are the ones on top of the mountain.
Speaking of hatred, it's my pick now, and I'm gonna go with the person who I hate most in this match.
Ooh.
I am going with Alexa Bliss because
Magic.
I predict shenanigans here, and with live crowds coming back, I really hope Bray Wyatt comes back and eats somebody. I don't care if it's Alexa Bliss. I don't care if it's whoever it is. I just want the Fiend back, and Alexa Bliss can suck a fat one.
Ooh.
Charlie,
Alexa,
Charlie, you got
suck a fat one. Wow.
Jeff,
I
did you
don't know
hear
what
that mouth?
suddenly
Yeah.
brought in
gimmick
that
infringement.
vitriol.
I'm a mad boy right now. Charlie,
I'm
Who-
to go
Yeah.
with Liv.
all right, we got a second for Liv Morgan.
I was hoping each of us would
Jaybird.
pick someone different.
I came close to that, but I figured it was going to be something like this coming. Jaybird, where's your prediction going?
I waited all week. I finally, within the last half hour, saw it's gonna be Tamina's gonna be the last person in the event. After everything, shameless plug, I gotta go with What Culture's prediction of Liv Morgan. I watched a
Alright.
video today and I'm gonna go with them. And I swear, Simon, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you if you leave me wrong.
Oh,
I'll go all the way to freaking England to smack the hell out of Simon Miller.
Well, I mean, she stood tall tonight. I don't know what that
so
means.
did Nikki Ash. So
It's
did
true.
Nikki Ash. They both
It's
stood
true.
tall. They both stood tall. They both have big momentum going in this ladder match.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, the butterfly superhero, if she wins, I'm gonna friggin' kick my own ass. I will.
You know what? I
Just watch.
want
It's
you
gonna
to
be
win,
Selena
and I
Vega
want you to
winning.
put that video on Facebook of
Yeah,
you
I'll-
kicking your own ass.
Yeah, I'll have my wife friggin' film it for me. Don't worry.
Just watch.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the returning Selena Vega. It's like,
If
oh,
it is, I'm gonna
God.
get so mad at myself because that was my original pick, but I went with the fucking internet.
Now, kids. Now. Don't forget, we do have many other questions to go, even in the same match, because the next match I've got up here, this is going to be one of the bonus questions to hopefully be a tiebreaker for those of us who are going after the Scholars in the Bank briefcase.
show it again. Show it again. Show the briefcase.
Yes, this lovely briefcase.
Oh,
Admire
it's
it.
so
Love
beautiful.
it. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Anyway, this next question is for those of us who are, again, everyone's going to be playing along, but this is primarily for those of us who are going for the briefcase. These are extra questions. And the
It's gonna
first
be
one
fun,
is,
right, Brian?
and Brian, this is going to be first. This first question is, who is going to be the first person to climb the ladder? The first woman.
jeez, come on.
The first woman to climb,
Son of a-
make an attempt to climb the ladder to go for the briefcase. The first
I'll
one.
tell you exactly who, because
Brian, you're up.
it's always the cowardly heel who tries to steal it
Yeah.
at the beginning of the match. So yes, Zelina Vega is going to be the first one to try.
That was my initial
Climb the
thought.
ladder.
You know what? I'm going to go in a different route for this one. I'm going to pick that Liv Morgan is going to be one of the first people to go for the
No,
briefcase.
the first, not one of, the first.
Okay, You're not even going for it, and you're automatically like, "Oh no, get the verbiage right." Blah.
Hey, I remember what could possibly happen. Okay, so get the verbiage right.
Damn.
My pick is the same. I'm going for Liv Morgan to go for the beefcase first. Charlie, who do you have going for the beefcase first?
Selena Vega.
And Jaybird, who do you have going for the briefcase first?
I'm gonna go with your most hated wrestler. I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss.
All righty. And Tarek, bring us home. Who do you have going for the briefcase first?
I'm just going to be different. This doesn't matter for me and Brian, so I'm just going to be choosing out of my ass. I'll just go with Asuka.
Okay.
The winner of last year's Money in the Bank. That really doesn't matter because she was handed the title.
All right. And on that note, we have our next bonus question for this match. Who is going to be the last woman to fall off the ladder before someone claims it? Because there's always that one spot. There's usually a struggle or someone falls off the ladder before the winner is eventually crowned.
A hope spot for the person who doesn't win it.
Yes, so exactly.
Those two people.
That, you know the one I'm talking about. You know the spot. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Who is going to be the last person to fall off the ladder in an attempt to claim it? And
That's
again, yes, it is my pick. And once again, I am, or maybe not. I am actually, yes, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan once again, because I think she's going to have a hand in both of these, or at least one of them. Again, I do agree with most of you saying that Liv Morgan is going to play a prominent role in this match. I'm just not convinced she's going to win the thing. So I'm going to pick Liv Morgan for this, her to be the last one to go after it. Charlie, it's your pick. Who do you got?
Nikki, almost a superhero.
That was going to be my other. I was struggling between Nikki and Liv Morgan. I'm glad someone else went for it before I did, along with me. Jaybird, your pick. Who do you got going for it last?
God damn you, Charlie. Why did you pick my superhero who's going to climb to the top and then crash and burn? I'm going to go with Nikki Ash as well.
All right. We've got a lot of different variety in the predictions here. I love it. Tarek, who do you got going for it last?
Nikki Ash.
Mother.
It doesn't matter for me. So
yeah,
I'm just basically playing with you guys.
I know you are.
So I have to go play with myself.
Oh yes.
No one wants to see that.
No one.
Cesaro's not on the show, so that's not going to happen.
And Brian, take it home for us. Who do you got going for the women's Money in the Bank last?
Since I've got Nikki winning, Liv's getting thrown off by Nikki.
We got 3-on-2.
All righty. And with that, we are going to move on to the final match. We are moving on to the men's Money in the Bank.
This is where I'm going with my heart.
Damn.
And to just repeat for posterity here, we have in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, we've got Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth freaking Rollins. Charlie, it's your pick. Who do you got?
Oh, jeez. Son of a bitch. Like I said, this is the one that I'm going with my heart in, and it seemed that there was a bit of a tease tonight towards it on a part of SmackDown, I caught. Big E.
All right. The die has been cast. We got one for Big E. Jaybird, you're up. Who do you got?
Okay, I've been looking at this, and it breaks my heart to say I would love to see the King of WWE, Shinsuke Nakamura, win that Money in the Bank.
Go with that.
What?
Go with
that. Saying go with it.
I can't. I've been reading a lot of stuff. I'm looking at a lot of it. Charlie, I'm going to side with you. I'm going to go with Big E.
Damn it.
Very interesting. Fool, it's pitching over to you. Who do you got?
Okay, continuing with what I said the first time, I'll tell you who it's not going to be. It is not going to be Ricochet, obviously. It's not going to be John Morrison, obviously.
Morrison.
Bot
It's
monkeys.
It's not going to be Kevin Owens, unfortunately. It's not going to be Shinsuke, unfortunately. It's really just down to Riddle, Drew, Big E, and Rollins for me. Rollins just completely took himself out of the equation with that last image on SmackDown. So, and I feel like they're going to continue the feud with Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. So I see Jinder sending whoever, I forgot the name of his posse, to take him out of the match. So it's really down to Riddle and Big E for me. And the fact that they had Matt Riddle say if he wins it, he's basically going to pull an Otis from last year and say if he wins it, he was going to cash in on the tag team championships. That killed it from like, oh, sweet salty Christ, no. I'm also going to go with Big E.
All right. Do we have a surprising consensus here? Scholar Brian, who do you got?
Yeah, we kind of do.
It's really just down to the women's? Oh my God.
Because the deal here is, okay, it will come down to those four. Because
during that women's Money in the Bank match now.
Because Ricochet and John Morrison are going to be crazy spout monkeys and take each other out.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Kevin Owens and Shinsuke are window dressing to this whole thing. Jinder's going to hinder Drew. It's what he does. Okay. And I think Seth Rollins losing this match is what's going to make him go completely mentally unhinged, and that'll bring us to the Seth Rollins versus Edge going into SummerSlam. There's no need for that to have any Money in the Bank implications at all.
Yeah.
So, no. But it'll come down to Riddle and Big E. Okay, and I don't think that Big E's going to hold that briefcase until he gets drafted to Raw, and he's gonna get revenge on Lashley for what he inevitably does to the New Day at Money in the Bank.
And with
Riddle has no need for the briefcase because he's going to be tag team champions with Randy Orton. So if you go through this logically, the only person who it makes sense to win this match is Big E.
And it's for that reason that I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre because it's WWE.
God damn it.
Screw you,
Aren't you the only one? Aren't you, Brian? Aren't you always the one who scolds me for trying to incorporate logic into WWE booking?
Yeah, and the fact that Drew is in a feud with Jinder.
It just seems too obvious. It's plus I just want to be contrarian and make things interesting. So yeah, I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre.
Oh, you didn't do that enough with Kofi? Okay, that's it.
No, as a matter of fact, I did not.
Oh my God.
But you know what? Let's get even crazier, shall we? Let's get even crazier because we'd have some bonus questions for this one too. And they're all the same. Who is going to be the first guy in the men's Money in the Bank match to climb the ladder? Who's going to be the first? Jay Bird, it's your pick first. Who do you got?
All right, let's go with a shot in the dark. I'm going to go with John Morrison.
All right, we got one for Morrison. Tarek, who's the first one to climb the ladder?
Seth frickin' Rollins.
True.
All right, we got Rollins. Brian, who's going to be the first?
Same. Seth frickin' Rollins. Cowardly Hill, run up, try to grab it, and he's the one who's got Edge and Roman Reigns on his mind. So why would he not?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to actually pick Ricochet for this one. I've got a feeling he's going to be the kind of guy who runs into the ring, comes in with a whole lot of piss and vinegar. He does his crazy spots, and then he just moves on and loses.
That was my second choice, Jeff.
All right, and Charlie, who do you got? Who's going to be the first to climb the ladders? Seth freaking Rollins? Okay.
Seth freaking Rollins.
You jerk. You're supposed to side with me. I'm your coach. What's wrong with you?
Nope.
The beefcase is on the line. There are no alliances here anymore. But you know what? Next up, we've got Tarek, his pick for the last man to fall off the ladder before the winner claims it. Same deal as last time, except for the boys. Tarek, who do you got?
Seth freaking Rollins.
Really? Interesting.
He's going to be the one that's going to try the hardest to climb up that thing to get that briefcase. And it's going to end with him. It was a toss up between him and Drew for me.
All right, Brian, who do you got for the last person to fall off the ladder before it's claimed?
Seth freaking Rollins. Because Drew wasn't even a thought, because he's going to get taken out by the Hinder Gender crew. So it's just like, who else makes sense? Okay, I think
it's going to be Riddle.
I think Seth will take out Riddle. Yeah. And I think Seth will take out Riddle, then think he's all in the clear and try to get up there to take it. But oh shit, here comes big meaty man slapping meat.
Charlie, care to make it official? Who do you got for the last man to fall? Riddle? All right. And that brings us to Jaybird. Who do you got for the last person to fall?
I'm going to break my own heart. I'm going to say Shinsuke is going to take the big fall.
Okay. Yeah, I hate to see it too, but you know what? Someone's got to do it. But that will bring us to our last bonus question for the show as a whole. It's the big equalizer, the big kerfuffle maker. You know it. You love it. How many interferences are going to happen on this show?
Boy.
I hate this question.
And Brian, technically it's your pick first. Hopefully you won't need it, but put one in anyway. How many interferences during the show?
I'm going through the matches in my head to try to, okay, 1, I believe, 2, I'll go with 3.
Going with 3. All right. I will go with 2 here. Charlie, your pick, final one of the evening. How many interferences?
3.
Trace.
3. Jaybird, how many?
I got a real bad cramp in my hands, so I'm going to go with one step above. We're going to go with 4.
4. Okay. See, this is what makes it interesting. And Tarek, who do you got? Take us home.
3.
We got 3. All right. If it's for 3, it's for you. That doesn't even rhyme, but I don't care, because gentlemen,
is for me. That's how it goes.
Yes, but you know what? I did not pick 3, number 1. And number 2, that is our predictions for Money in the Bank. They are locked in. They're in the books. Now is the time in the show where we pitch it over to you, the ones who are viewing us right now, who are predicting and playing along with us at home. Who do you got for Money in the Bank? Who are going to hold the briefcases? And most importantly, who do you think is going to walk away with the Scholar's briefcase? No matter what you think, we want to hear from you. So drop us a line all across the internet. You know where we are. Fool, you got something?
Yeah, you missed one question.
What is the question?
Who is going to win the Scholars of Wrestling Championship tournament to be crowned the new Scholars of Wrestling heavyweight champion?
Is that an actual question for prediction's sake, or is this
No, just for the audience. Who do you think is going to win the Scholars of Wrestling
okay.
Championship tournament?
Oh,
Me. Which ones on top of the mountain will just hold that title high in the air?
I got a question.
Or will that be a freak accident and there's going to be a Money in the Bank cash in the same night?
I got a question.
Yes.
Will winning the tournament be a new accolade?
No.
Or is it just championship run?
Championship run.
Okay.
It's not a new. It'll be something to be bragged about, but it's not an accolade.
As if we need another thing that can go to somebody else's head. There's enough at stake at this point as it is. And you know what? We want to hear from all of you all across the internet. Facebook comments, YouTube comments, and our personal favorite, the Twitter machines. You can follow us starting at Scholars OW, our main account for all the latest episode uploads every single week. And of course, you can also join the conversation directly by following us on our personal Twitter accounts. Fool, where can I reach you?
You can reach me at the Avataric.
And Scholar Brian, where can I reach you?
You can reach me at Atomic Beanpole.
Scholar Charlie, where can I reach you?
Charlene.
And our man Jaybird, where can I reach you?
Hero Huey 316, and remember,
Oh, you can certainly try, and you can follow me complaining all about every single match at I'm Robbie Rage. Join in the conversation. It's going to be a wild one. Money in the Bank is always a ton of fun, but you already knew that. And you already know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. See you all at Money in the Bank.
Bye.
Money. Yeah.